Are you overwhelmed by the never-ending supply of depressing bad news? Well, let's refuel our tanks with 7 recent positive stories. This is Giddy News for the month of December 2022. A water infrastructure project brings renewed self-sufficiency is the Giddy News headline, courtesy of Vusumuzi Shuma, Nicholas Shimano, and Jacob Roberts with the International Medical Corps, and a link to the source will be included in the description below. Communities in rural Zimbabwe struggle to access clean water for domestic use. Many must drink surface water, which often contains contaminants like bacteria and parasites. But from August 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022, International Medical Corps implemented a water, sanitation, and hygiene project in Zimbabwe's rural Binga district. When work began on the project, the local water supply infrastructure was dysfunctional. The people relied on old, leaky pipes that were unsanitary and unreliable. The pipes were replaced and a new lever-action hand pump for reliable water access was installed. The locals contributed labor and locally available material to construct supportive infrastructure. Now the community has much safer and more reliable access to clean water, with people able to access 20 liters per day on average. Additionally, International Medical Corps staff built sustainability measures into its community-based management training so that the community itself is now equipped to maintain the new water supply infrastructure. UConn Professor invents Nanocapsule for image-guided cancer treatment is the Giddy News headline, courtesy of Anna Zara Aldrich with UConn Today, and a link to the source will be included in the description below. Imaging technologies like CT scans, MRIs, and ultrasounds are a standard part of modern medical care. These scans rely on patients being administered some kind of imaging molecule known as a contrast agent that allows doctors a non-invasive look inside of patients' bodies. And recently, Zhuling Liu, professor of pharmaceutics at the University of Connecticut, developed a novel nanocapsule that makes several key improvements over current contrast agents. Liu's nanocapsules can help scientists see how well nanoparticle-based delivery systems for chemotherapy drugs would work in a particular patient. Another concern that these nanocapsules address is that current market alternatives can only stay in the body for a very short time, around 30 to 45 minutes. However, Liu's nanocapsule has a 9-hour half-life. Liu's invention would allow patients to be imaged multiple times without having to receive multiple doses of the contrast agent. This alleviates toxicity concerns, especially for older patients who undergo these processes more frequently. Another possible application of these nanocapsules is as an oxygen carrier. Tumor hypoxia, or lack of oxygen, causes resistance to chemotherapy, radiation, and immunotherapies. Liu's nanocapsules could help deliver oxygen to alleviate this effect. The first fully hydrogen-powered passenger train service is now running in Germany, is the Giddy News headline, courtesy of Chris Holt with Engadget, and a link to the source will be included in the description below. The first fully hydrogen-powered passenger train service is now up and running. Coradia Island trains built by the Alstom company are running in Lower Saxony, Germany. The only emissions are steam and condensed water. The Coradia Island has a range of 1,000 kilometers, meaning that it can run all day on the line using a single tank of hydrogen, plus a hydrogen filling station has been set up on the route. Alstom notes that despite these electrification efforts, much of Europe's rail network will rely on trains that are not electrified in the long term. However, while it will take some time to switch the continent's entire rail network to green energy, bringing hydrogen-powered trains into service is a positive step forward. Alstom has agreements for Coradia Island and other locales, including for 27 trains in the Frankfurt metropolitan area, as well as 2 contracts for regions in Italy and France. In Indonesia, a one-time gun trafficker now preaches permaculture, is the Giddy News headline, courtesy of Tantowi Johari with Manga Bay, and a link to the source will be included in the description below. Mbah Gimbal was once an illegal gun runner operating in various parts of Indonesia. After time in jail, he embarked on foot across Java on a 7-year journey of spiritual enlightenment. Gimbel then began a new life where, along with his wife and like-minded associates, he established a community education center and permaculture farm. Since then, he has taught hundreds of students and their parents the principle of permaculture, a model of farming that prioritizes balance and sustainability. With the concept of permaculture, farmers work with nature while maintaining ecological balance, he stated. As one example, for fertilizer, Gimbel collects organic waste such as discarded fruit and vegetables from the community, which he ferments with local microorganisms he cultures himself. Gimbel stated, "This is how we become independent farmers, not dependent on anything or anyone. Everything is collected from nature and the environment. We have to be grateful for what we have." Family adopts deaf dog for son who wears hearing aids is the Giddy News headline, courtesy of Kate Fowler with Newsweek, and a link to the source will be included in the description below. A 6-year-old deaf dog named Dave has found a best friend in his adopted family's deaf and autistic son, Walker. The perfect pairing has seen Walker come out of his shell and find comfort thanks to Dave, who happens to know sign commands. Walker's mom, Mindy, said they decided to adopt Dave from the Humane Society of Midland County, Michigan, because he was older and deaf. The move-in transition was smooth as Dave walked in like it had been his home forever. Dave already knew sign language commands, and it took just 2 days for the family to figure them out. Since Dave's arrival, Walker has been more comfortable about his loss of hearing and is now wearing his hearing aids at home. Mindy stated, "Dave has been such a calming presence for Walker. Dave knows when Walker is getting upset and he just calms him down. Walker is learning more signs for himself so he can talk to Dave." She added that the two are inseparable and have clearly saved each other. Miracle farm dust pill could prevent childhood allergies is the Giddy News headline, courtesy of John Thomas with The Observer, and a link to the source will be included in the description below. An international team of scientists is working on a farm dust treatment to stop children from developing allergies. This is because recent research has found evidence that children raised on farms have greater protection from allergic rhinitis. The latest research, published in the Journal of Allergy and Clinical Immunology, involved a study of more than 1,300 children in Germany. It found the protective effects of allergic reactions associated with living on a farm continued into early adulthood, even if the children had moved elsewhere after the age of 6. Scientists believe that substances in barnyard dust and the benefits of drinking unprocessed milk may be involved in protecting against allergies. One theory is the variety of microorganisms they contain help boost the body's defenses. An international consortium of researchers are also working on potential treatments from farm dust and unprocessed milk that may combat the reported increasing prevalence of food allergies. Erika von Mucius, a pediatrician at the Helmholtz Research Center in Munich and Munich University Children's Hospital, said, "We are on that journey to develop a treatment that in the best of all worlds would prevent asthma and allergies." Scientists make major breakthrough in race to save Caribbean coral is the Giddy News headline, courtesy of Isabel Rosales with CNN, and a link to the source will be included in the description below. Scientists at the Florida Aquarium have made a breakthrough in the race to save Caribbean coral. For the first time, marine biologists have successfully reproduced Elkhorn coral, a critical species that hopefully can help revitalize Caribbean ecosystems. Named for its resemblance to elk antlers, the coral thrives at the top of reefs and are a crucial ally to help protect Florida's coastlines from storm surges, which are growing larger as sea levels rise. Just as other vital coral ecosystems are degrading around the world, elkhorn now are rarely seen alive in the wild, and it has been notoriously difficult to grow in aquariums. This is why scientists were thrilled when they saw their reproductive experiment was a success. Carrie O'Neill, the senior scientist that oversees the Tampa Aquarium spawning lab, stated, "When it finally happened, the first sense was just sheer relief. There is hope for coral reefs," she continued. "However, we need to make serious changes in our behavior to save this planet." All right, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Giddy News. And if you have a positive news story that you'd like for me to share, Please include a link in the comments down below. And until next time, take care of yourself, and thanks for watching.